All right, guys, so for figure number 1 here, identifying the index fossil, you're going to be looking at each of these outcrops. Now, an outcrop is a section of Earth's layer from a particular area. So you can see here at the top, it says outcrop 1, outcrop 2, outcrop 3, outcrop 4. So before you can do anything with this diagram, you're going to need to remember the 4 criteria that we talked about in this lesson. So the first criteria is that it's easily recognizable, meaning we can see it, it's easy. So the diagrams like this, the one above, they clearly illustrate each fossil, right? It's easy to see. So we don't really have to worry so much about this first criteria when you're looking at this diagram. Same thing for the second criteria, abundancy. So abundancy meaning if it shows up in the outcrop, we can assume it was abundant. So again, we don't have to worry about this criteria. So you can see here, like you see the trilobite here, you see a trilobite here, you see various trilobites, you see shells. You could call this thing here a moth. They're widespread. They're everywhere, or they're abundant. Sorry. Then numbers 3 and 4, so criteria 3 and 4, widespread and short-lived, are the ones that are going to help you the most when you're completing the work below. So by widespread, we just mean that the fossil has to show up in each outcrop. So meaning, does the fossil exist in this outcrop? Does the fossil exist in this outcrop? So on and so forth for outcrops 3 and 4. So to eliminate fossils that were not widespread, you're going to place an X over any fossil that does not show up in each column or outcrop. So you can see here, if you look at outcrop 4, there is one fossil in this whole outcrop that does not show up in any of the others. So that would be a fossil that you would put an X over. The last one is short-lived. So by short-lived, we mean it only appears in one layer. So by layer, we mean row. So if you look at the picture here, this would be a row going across with the first top layer, like being the brick-looking layer. You're going across. You want to find the fossil that only shows up in one layer. So to eliminate fossils that were not short-lived, you're going to place an X over any fossil that appears in more than one layer. So if you look, for example, at outcrop 2, there is one fossil that obviously shows up in more than one layer. It's in the first layer, it's in the second layer, and it's in the third layer. So you could eliminate that as an index fossil.